If you know anything about me, then you probably know I'm a big fan of Boros. I don't play a whole lot of aggro, but when I do, it's usually in the white and red variety. So with Lost Caverns of Ixalan, we've gotten a new toy in the form of Anim Pakal. It's like another creature that kind of does the same thing that Adeline does, just in a slightly different variation. So now that we have a deck that has the potential to run both Adeline and Anim Pakal as backup Adelines, I really wanted to give this a shot. So let's go take a look at the deck and see how it pairs up. Okay, so here we are with the deck. It's your basic white-red Boros aggressive list. It doesn't run any burn, but it runs mostly creatures because we're running a full grip of Talias. So let's run through real quick. So we're running some familiar faces in the form of Hopeful Initiate, Recruitment Officer, Coppercoat Vanguard, Talia, and Adeline. Newcomers to the deck, though, are Warden of the Inner Sky. You have 4 copies of Get Lost, because in a deck this fast, you really don't care that you're giving your opponent value. Then we have 2 copies of Kellen Daring Traveler, 4 Inti Seneschal of the Sun, and 4 Anim Pakal. Now, Anim Pakal is really the reason why we're dipping into red with this deck, because it gives us 4 extra copies of Adeline, or Adeline adjacent. Inti is actually surprisingly great. I love the ability to get extra card draw off the top of your library during an attack phase, as well as giving your turn 1 play an extra point of power. This comes in very handy with a card like Recruitment Officer, making it a 3/2 attacker on turn 2, and allowing it to beat creatures that have like toughness of 3. Warding of the Inner Sky is a very interesting card that I wanted to try, mostly because it kind of gives you an ability to overgrow your opponents. If your opponent starts to stabilize, this character has an ability to tap up to 3 untapped artifacts and or creatures to give it a +1/+1 counter and then scry for 1. So it's kind of like a middle of the road creature that will allow you to overcome sticky situations. And it's also another 1/2 for only 1 white mana, just like the Hopeful Initiate. So then that, Kellen's really great just in their ability to get you an extra creature off the top of your library during the attack phase. It does similar effect to Recruitment Officer, except you don't have to pay 4 mana to do it. All you have to do is attack. But the trade-off there is that you only get to look at the top 1 card of your library instead of the top 3, which Recruitment Officer gives you. But honestly, like, for only 2 mana, a 2/3 creature giving you that ability, that's pretty busted. Inti, we already talked about her. Coppercoat, Get Lost. Yep. Everything else is pretty bog standard. It's put dudes on the table, turn dudes sideways, and profit. That's all there is to it. As far as the mana base is considered, though, we have 2 copies of Igoncho, some Plains, Battlefield Forge, a single copy of Sundown Pass, 4 copies of Cavern of Souls. This is honestly like this is like the glue that ties the deck together, because all the creatures in this deck are humans, and so having the ability to force out your creatures under counterspell mana is really, really strong. Really strong. We got a single copy of Mishra's Foundry, just in case our opponent comes in with a cheeky board wipe. And then we have a couple copies of Plaza of Heroes, because even though this is just a Boros aggressive list, there are a lot of legendaries in this deck. Like, look at it right here. So you have Kellen, Talia, Inti, Adeline, and Anim Pakal. Like, those are all legendary creatures. So having the ability to protect them with a Plaza of Heroes is very strong. So that's the deck. I think it looks pretty solid, so we're going to go ahead and take it out there and see how well it can do. So let's go take a look. Okay, so right now we have a Cavern of Souls, Plains, and we got 1 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and another 3-drop. It could work. I think it can work. So we just choose humans with the Caverns of Souls and get to work. Hopefully we draw a 3rd land by our 3rd turn. believe our opponent is on the play, which kind of sucks for us because a deck like this really needs to go first. Let's play the Warden. So your opponent is on Golgari, and I think they're trying to decide what they want to do. And they want to draw a card. Okay, I'm fine with that. So going to play that. We're going to choose humans. Done. And we're going to get Kellen into play. Attack for 1. Kellen's triggers whenever Kellen attacks, not whenever anyone attacks. Let's see what they choose to do with their next turn. Alright, they play another land. And I go for the throat on Kellen. They do not like Kellen. That's fine. You don't have to like Kellen. He's just here trying to do his best. Let's see here. Do we want Anim Pakal or do we want Adeline? I think we want Adeline. Because Anim Pakal can get cut down, and Adeline cannot. It's the thing you always have to be on the lookout for when you're against any form of black-based like mid-range or control is how to play around the cut down. The cut down is such an effective kill spell. And honestly, even if they kill my Adeline right here, I do have another Adeline for backup. So that's not too shabby. I'm not too worried about that. But they have to decide what they're going to do with their turn. And it looks like they're going to cast the Dread Knight. Okay, Dread Knight is cast. We play another Cavern of Souls, choosing human again, because that is the kind of deck that we're playing here. We're going to play Anim Pakal. We are going to attack. The wonderful thing about Anim is Anim basically acts as a secondary Adeline, which is fantastic for us. And just like Adeline, she doesn't have to attack to create the token. I do wish I hadn't had like one extra mana though. That'd be really cool for Get Lost. And our opponent is on the ropes, literally. So, are they just going to make me wait because I'm outnumbering them at the moment? What's your plan? I see you hovering. Okay, so block the Warden and go to 7. I'll play. Oh, well, I would have played the Hopeful Initiate, but they conceded. All right, cool. Well, now we know the deck works. I mean, I wasn't really too worried about that. Play an aggressive deck, you're just going to steal wins sometimes, especially against decks that aren't prepared for it. Okay, and we are ready for game 2. This is up against a person named Seb Maylor. We have 2 planes, 3 recruitment officers, Adeline and Inti. Even though I don't have a red mana source, I'm still going to keep this because if I can just get a 3rd land, that's 3 recruitment officers and an Adeline. Perfect. Keep it. Alright, let's go recruitment officer. What does Market Gnome mean? When it dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. When is exiled from the battlefield while you're Hold on. When Market Gnome is exiled from the battlefield while you're activating a craft ability, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Okay, so it's there for crafting purposes. And that's a Ginger Brute. Yeah, I'm not going to block. That's fine. Okay, so here's what we're going to do is we're going to play Battlefield Forge instead. We're going to cast Inti. We'll pay the life to play it. So now when we attack, the recruitment officer is going to get a +1/+1 counter. And we will discard one of our recruitment officers to make that happen. And we get a plains. They choose not to block with the Market Gnome. Fantastic. Ooh, what are they doing here? It's additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Ward 2. When Dusk Grows, Relic Rare as well. Okay, so it's a lockdown card. That's fine. That is totally fine because we have Adeline. We attack. Adeline creates another token. We swing in. Pink, pink. Honestly, I was fully expecting like a an unsummon effect right there. Cephalopod Sentry. Now this is getting interesting. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and play Recruitment Officer. Make that a 4/4. Now we'll play another Recruitment Officer. Now it's a 5/4. And then we will attack with everybody. Okay. Block the 3/2 with the Sentry. And block anything else? Yeah, you block a creature. Bing, bing. Bam, bam. Alright, they're done at 7. Okay, they play another Market Gnome. How interesting. I don't see another, I don't see any more artifacts dropping for them, so that is going to make it a little bit difficult for them to get more power on the Cephalopod Sentry. Okay, block there. And let's see here. Oh! And they just decided to concede, so now I don't have to make any more game actions, and no more decisions, which makes me very happy. This is the end of my day, and I have a little bit of decision fatigue, which may be why we're playing aggro tonight. Okay, so we have 3 lands, Cavern of Souls, and 2 plains. That gives us all the mana we need for the entire game, so don't draw any more lands, we're good. Coppercoat Vanguard, Get Lost, Adeline, and NT Seneschal the Sun. Looks decent to me. So let's go with the plains first. On turn 2, I think we're going to go with the Coppercoat Vanguard, and then turn 3 into Adeline. Now we could go with Inti, just to make a bigger Coppercoat Vanguard, but I think Adeline is probably the play still. Okay, let's play Bramble Familiar. Alright, play Cavern of Souls, we choose Human, just as we do every single time. Play Adeline. Swing in. Wow, you chose not to kill it. How interesting. You must really want to use that activated ability. Oh no, they wanted the Hulking Raptor. It's fine. Okay, let's see here. Let's go with Coppercoat Vanguard and Recruitment Officer. And here we come. Yep, block Adeline, as you should. We're at 7. Not too bad, not too bad. Whatever, oh, yeah, and they see the writing on the wall. Because whatever they play next is just going to get lost. Okay, so now we have Cavern of Souls, Plains, and Battlefield Forge, and we are opening with a Kellen, Adeline, Inti, and Anim Pakal. By the looks of it, you could say we're playing Boros Legends. Alright, let's go with the Plains first. Let's not give them any inkling of what we're playing. We're playing Lunarch Veteran, huh? Alright, let's go ahead and play this Cavern of Souls over here. We're going to choose Humans, and we are going to play a Kellen. An uncounterable Kellen. How you like that? Pretty cool. What you gonna do, bud? Alright. Second Plains. Into Intrepid Adversary. Okay. So they're trying to gain some life. Alright. Let's go ahead and play a second Cavern of Souls, choosing Human, naturally. And then we'll go with Adeline. And we will attack with Kellen. Kellen gets us a Hopeful Initiate. Okay. Intrepid Adversary dies, and we take for 1. But that damage is counterbalanced with the lifelink from the Intrepid Adversary. But on the bonus side is that the Intrepid Adversary is now off the table, so we don't have to worry about that. Also, I'm very glad to trade a Kellen for that. Because the Kellen did his job. He got me an extra creature. Lunarch Veteran. Okay, so they're going to be gaining a lot of life here pretty soon. Ooh, Intrepid Adversary again. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, get your health. Well, luckily for me, all of their creatures have a toughness of 1, so I'm going to play Anim Pakal next turn, just to get extra creatures on the board. Okay, so let's go play the Battlefield Forge, play Anim Pakal, play a Hopeful Initiate, and swing. Boom, boom. Now, they can double block Adeline if they want to. And honestly, I think they probably should. Yes, good. This is a deck that wants very desperately to beat Mono Red. And they're definitely suited for it. But they're not up against Mono Red. Distraction Specialist, okay. So we're gonna go and get the 3/1 guy again. Yep. Yeah, they are definitely in for the long haul of life gain. Alright, we're coming in again. Woohoo! That's a lot of 1/1s. Oh man. What I wouldn't give for an Anthem effect right now. But trade-off there is when you're playing certain Anthem effects, takes away from the amount of spread that you can do. Let's see. What are you blocking there? Show me the battlefield again. Okay, you're blocking there? Okay. So let's go like that. Not that it really matters. That's fine. I'll just play another Anim Pakal next turn. Anim Pakal's pretty dope. Okay, so Anim Pakal or Inti? Which one? Which one do you want to slow me down with? Because if you do it to Inti, I can still cast Inti next turn, but not necessarily Anim Pakal unless I draw another land. Okay, they chose Anim Pakal. It's probably the better choice. Ooh, Ossification! Taking my Adeline. Alright, they come in. Trying to take me out. Right, with everything except the Hopeful Initiate. Block 1. Take 6. That's a lot of life gain they've gotten in this game. Jesus. Alright, Luminous Phantom is here. Probably going to play the other one as well. And don't exactly have any draw or anything. So might as well play as much as you can. No blocks. Come on in, chat. Alright, I go to 11, they go to 23. Alright, my turn. Let's go with Inti. Seneschal of the Sun. Fantastic art on that, I love it. Looks like she's like riding a Triceratops. That makes it even cooler. What are you holding me up with? You don't have any activated ability. Oh, you do have an activated ability. You're holding me up with Mishra's Foundry. What a joik. Come on, man. Don't hold me up like this. This is messed up. Okay. Next. Yeah, discard Inti. Draw another card. Put the +1 there. now that we are at 2+1 counters on Hopeful Initiate. Oh, or we could just cast the Adeline. I was gonna break your ossification for Adeline, but now we're just gonna swing. Keep on swinging, swinging, swinging. Okay, so they're gonna block with 2 right there. So, what, 3 and 4? Yeah, that's totally cool. Honestly, I'm not even going to remove the counters, because I'd rather kill those creatures that are in play, rather than unlock my Adeline. You gain a few more lives. We're gonna go with Adeline. Make a very large Adeline. Big, huge Adeline. Okay. Play Intrepid Adversary. And put 2 counters on it. Sounds good to me. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and block Anim Pakal there. And I can't block the flyers though. Okay. So let's go ahead and swing for the fences. Target attacking creature, let's give it to that one. Perfect. I think we're still gonna lose because... Oh wait, no. If he blocks the Intrepid Adversary, then we don't lose. He blocked the wrong creature. Shucks. That sucks. Because now we just lose because he's going to swing in for 6 flying damage, which really hurts us. We can't survive that. That sucks. I should have taken into account that he might actually be intelligent and not block the biggest threat. Not bad. Not a bad deck idea. Just playing straight up nothing but mad life gain. And you can tell that's absolutely a meta call on their part because of how prevalent not just aggro in general, but mono red aggro is. Okay, so let's take a look here. So we got a Cavern of Souls, we got a Plains, and we got 2 1-drops, a 2-drop, and 2 copies of Inti. So we can make this work. So we're going to start with the Plains, and we're going to run into, I think, the Hopeful Initiate, actually. Let's see what they're going to do. Alright, they're on Plains as well, so... Oh, and they're going to choose Laying Down Arms. So it looks like we are up against Mono White or possibly even Azorius Control. We're going to choose Humans. We're going to go with the Copper Coat. Actually, no. We're going to go with the Inti. We want to run the Copper Coat secondary once we already have a potential attacker on the board. What you gonna do, little homie? Alright, let's go and play this land right here. And we're going to play Anim Pakal. Let's see what our opponent is thinking about doing. They're hovering their cards quite a bit there, so it looks like they want to try and cast something. I'm going to decline, just because I think we're up against a control deck here. Alright, let's go 3 damage. Okay, interesting. So looks like we're up against Bant, actually. Two white sources and a blue-green. Up the beanstalk, okay. Looks interesting. So now we have an opportunity to hit them very hard. So we're going to go with the Copper Coat Vanguard. now we're going to attack for quite a bit. Now, discard a card is going to be no. We will not discard a card this time. Alright, they are at 6. So, most control decks don't run Depopulate, and Depopulate is probably the only... Okay, never mind. I'll just stop talking. That works too. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here we are with our post-game wrap, and let's talk about some of the winners of this deck and some of the losers. So, the better creatures in this deck are definitely Anim Pakal. Anim Pakal definitely raises this deck to a whole nother level, just because of the fact that she does a very similar effect to Adeline. Other than that, Inti, Seneschal of the Sun, really solid creature. Like just that ability to help creatures get an extra point of power when they need it is really strong. Especially when you need Talia to hit for 3, or Recruitment Officer to hit for 3 on turn 2. Really strong. As far as cards that didn't really fit, Warden of the Inner Sky. I had high hopes for this card just because of all of its abilities, but honestly, I was never put into a position where I needed to leverage their ability. The fact that it's another 1/2 on turn 1 is very, very cool. I like having more creatures to play in the early game, but I think I would probably be better served by taking this out and putting, God, what's his name? Skrelv in his place. It's like as just another 1-drop in white, and having the extra ability to protect my team is probably a little bit more useful than Warden of the Inner Sky. Again, I was never put into a position where I really needed the tap effect on this card. Hopeful Initiate does great, as it always does, just being able to bust open prisons or enemy enchantments that are nasty. It's always a very welcome ability, as well as just getting beefy on the attack phase. Copperco Vanguard, fantastic. Kellen's surprisingly good. I was skeptical at first, but Kellen's ability to just take a look at the top card and decide whether or not you want it is really good. Really good. Talia, All-Star as usual. Adeline, All-Star as usual. And Positive Heroes did come in pretty clutch in one of our games. So, yeah, the deck is solid. In terms of most aggressive decks, it does what it needs to do. It puts dudes on the table, turns them sideways, and it wins games. And against the slower mid-range and control decks, in a best-of-one environment, sometimes aggro just gets there. Despite all the odds, aggro just gets there. So, yeah, if you like what you saw in this video, feel free to take a look at the description box. I'll have a link to this deck list down there. And, yeah, so let me know if you liked this deck and if you'd like to see more like it. So, until next time, y'all take care of yourselves.